With AI on the rise, you've seen creators talking about powerful automation tools like n8n, which is no surprise considering its recent skyrocketing popularity among other AI automation tools. But this isn't just for no reason. n8n is a complete and powerful platform that helps you automate repetitive tasks, increase work efficiency and accuracy, and allows you to create your own personal AI assistant. But what makes it so special compared to other platforms is that anyone, I mean anyone, can use and understand it proficiently. It's so simple to use that by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge it takes to build your first of many automations. So in this video, we're going to show you how this free, no-code tool can help you stop wasting time on repetitive work so you can get your time back. Hey everyone, this is Framework Explained. I'm Mac, and alongside Tio, we're here to help everyone understand the world of automation. So if you want to be updated with our content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. After this video, you'll probably know how to automate that as well. Now going back to the main topic of the video, I'm here to explain what n8n is in the simplest way possible. No technical jargon, no confusing terms, just plain English. Whether you're a small business owner, a content creator, or just someone who's tired of doing the same repetitive task over and over again, this video is for you. We'll cover what n8n actually is, why you should care about it, and how it works using examples from everyday life. Now what is n8n? n8n is basically a platform that allows you to automate almost any digital task. For example, when someone fills out your contact form on your website, n8n can automatically add them to your email list, send them a welcome email, and then send you a notification on your work management platform. The best thing about n8n is that it's very simple and intuitive. You just drag and drop your components to build your automation, no coding required. It's also open source, which means it's free and you can host it yourself. You now know what n8n is, but why should you use it? The simple answer is, it saves you time and reduces errors. When you're copying data from one system to another 50 times a day, you're bound to make a mistake. n8n eliminates this by handling these tasks automatically. But here's what makes it special compared to other automation tools. First is that it's an execution-based pricing. You pay per workflow run, not per step. Next, it has a self-hosting option. You can run it on your own servers for free. Lastly is that it is developer-friendly. If you need a custom functionality, you can just add it. Understanding nodes. Everything in n8n is built with nodes. A node is simply a single step in your workflow. Now there are two main types of nodes. First are the trigger nodes. Trigger nodes are like motion sensors in your home security system. They're always watching and waiting for something specific to happen. For example, when someone fills out my contact form, when I receive an email, or when it's 9 AM every Monday. The next type are the action nodes. Action nodes are like the workers who actually do the tasks. Once a trigger node says, hey, something's happened, the action node springs into action. It does tasks like send an email, add a row to a spreadsheet, post a message in your work management platform, create a calendar event, and many more. Understanding parameters. When you add a node to your workflow, you need to configure it, and this is done through parameters. Parameters is basically the setting that tells the node exactly what to do. For example, when you're using a send email node, the parameters might include the email it's coming from, the email to send the message to, the subject of the email, and the email message itself. Parameters are usually either fixed values, values which you type in exactly what you want, and expressions, formulas that calculate or determine values based on your data. The beauty is that most parameters have helpful descriptions or examples, so you always know what to enter. When you are configuring parameters, there are three things that you will usually encounter, which are credentials, APIs, and webhooks. Before n8n can work with your apps such as Gmail, Google Sheets, or Slack, it needs permission. This is handled through credentials. Most modern apps use something called OAuth, which means you just click sign in with Google or sign in with Slack and you're done. n8n handles all the technical stuff behind the scene. Think of API as a waiter for software. You give your order to the waiter, then the waiter takes your order to the kitchen and brings your food back to you. An API does the exact same thing but for apps. It's a messenger that takes a request from one app, delivers it to another, and brings back the response. The great thing about n8n is that it already knows how to speak to over 400 services. You don't need to learn any of the technical stuff. You just configure it to what you want to happen. Usually, when setting up an API, n8n will ask you to acquire an API key. It's pretty simple to get most of the time. You just need to look up the name of the application plus API key and it will just pop up. A webhook is like a notification system. It notifies n8n automatically when something happens in another app that you wanted to monitor. Many apps already support webhooks, which means your n8n workflow can start instantly when something happens, rather than waiting for the next scheduled check. How data flows between nodes. Now let's talk about how data flows, the logic behind creating a workflow. Data flows from left to right through your workflow. Each node receives data from the previous node, does something with it, and passes it on to the next node. What makes n8n so simple to use is that you can see this data flow in n8n's interface. When you click on a node, you can see exactly the input and output. This makes debugging and understanding your workflow very easy. One of the best features of n8n is that you can test your workflow step by step. You can run individual nodes without having to run the entire workflow or affecting other nodes. A tip when testing your workflow is that you can pin your data in each node. This is so you can constantly test and run your workflow without the worry of the data changing, which makes monitoring the output much easier. Now we know the fundamentals of n8n, let's do a simple overview while making a workflow. The workflow we're going to be making is an automated email reply system for our website's customer service form. So the first step in n8n is to add an on-form submission trigger node. As we talked about a while ago, the trigger node is what sets off the entire workflow. In this case, when someone submits a form. Next is we configure the parameters for this node. We fill out the title and the description here. Then we add the form elements. The form elements is what the customer needs to fill out. So for this example, let's just add their name, their email, and then let's add a part for them to write the reason for contacting the customer service. Now we're done with the trigger node, let's add our first action node. Let's use AI to generate our response to the customer. Let's make the AI prompt just like this. After that, we have to choose the AI model we want to use. For this, let's choose Google Gemini. Now to get permission from Google Gemini, we have to create a credential to connect with. So we create one, acquire an API key, then save. We'll cover in detail how to properly use AI nodes in a future more advanced video. Now we're done with automating the response. Let's add the final action node, which sends the email to the customer. So we get the send email node, create a credential to connect with, fill out the rest of the parameters, then we are done. Let's now save and test it. So we'll fill out the form, then wait. There. As we can see, our simple automated workflow has worked. Now that's it for today. If this video helped you understand the basics of n8n, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments below what's the first task you want to automate. Thanks again everyone for watching. See you in the next video.